Finals. We've got ourselves a series. We had a very, very fun game four. Well, probably not fun if you're a Boston Celtics fan like Leo, but a good game overall. But it has not knocked down the spirits of Leo. He is ready to rock. He is pumped. He's excited. He's got his Draymond Sucks t-shirt on tonight.
I'm ready, baby.
So Leo, 2-2, tied up in a series that overall your team has played pretty well, even despite maybe Tatum not looking all that great and other guys needing to succeed, and maybe Golden State overall as a team not playing all that well, except for Curry. Other than Curry, Curry's been awesome. He's been out of this world. He's been crazy. The rest of Golden State, Wiggins has been pretty good. They've all sort of hit miss. How do you feel coming into tonight, tied up? Now we've got ourselves a best of three.
Gotta tell you, I told you guys from the start, the way to make money on this series is going to be to bet the road team. The road team has been profitable so far. And listen, I love the TD Garden. I'll go to my grave saying that the TD Garden is one of the best experiences a fan can have, especially if you're a Celtics fan. It's unbelievable atmosphere. The team can't win at home. I'm thrilled with the split. Let's go, baby. I am more confident that we will win in Golden State than I am that we will win at home. And we're getting nice, juicy money today, too. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm ready to go.
So tonight is the night where Leo's fandom can also meet his gambling prowess, and we'll talk a little more about that in a second. But we'll start over with you, Eric. Tell us, how are you looking at attacking this game? How many plays do you have tonight?
I got four.
Okay, give us your first two. Give us your first two. We'll bounce over to Leo, and then we'll get a couple, and we'll spread it around a little bit. Tell us your first two plays for tonight.
Well, first of all, you guys remember Andrew Wiggins, 11-1, most rebounds?
Yep.
Who's leading? Who has the most rebounds right now in the series?
Yep. I know. We need one. So what's the who's? Have you looked at the rest of the numbers? How close it is?
Him and Looney are, I think, up by like 8 or 12 on the next one. Him and Looney are tied.
So okay. So you need another good game from him, and not as much from Looney. And so that's key. But go ahead.
Well, my first one is, and I hate to bust Leo's bubble. I'm taking the Warriors -3.5. The first thing here is, the main thing about betting trends is when you have to know when to get off of them. And I understand since January 29th, the Warriors are 12-1 against the spread following a loss. I know that the Warriors are 7-0 in the playoffs against the spread following a loss. But when I have people texting me that really don't bet NBA or follow NBA telling me this trend, that's a green light. You have to bounce off. So that's number one. Public starting to dive in too much on the Celtics side. Number two, Tatum, obviously not 100%. Shoulders more banged up than people know than the Celtics are letting the public know, according to my guy in the Celtics organization. Number two, I really don't understand what the Celtics are doing on the defensive end. Why they do not blitz Curry. You have this drop coverage against Curry isn't working. Number two, I just don't trust the Celtics to score enough points. I mean, Tatum's not 100%. Al Horford's been struggling. Jaylen Brown has been playing great, but at the end of the day, I don't trust him. Marcus Smart is hit and miss. After that, the Celtics, as much as everyone talks about Draymond and Klay Thompson struggling, Celtics have some scoring issues too. Chase Center is a hell of a place to play. I like the Warriors here. I like them to take a 3 lead.
Okay, let's bounce back over to you, Leo. So you told us that you were going to play the Celtics. You're going to play the money line tonight. How are you looking at attacking them?
I'm taking the money line. This is it. Listen, I got 2 plays tonight. I did not get fancy with it. The way the Celtics win tonight, this is Jason Tatum's game. This has to be Jason Tatum's game. Jason Tatum, I love you. Everybody that's ever watched any of our shows, you know how much I love JT. That's it. That's my boy. Okay? You have sucked in 4 games. Okay? And I said going into the Heat series, you lose that series, you look like a loser. You won the series. Good job. You have played like dog crap for 4 games. And, dude, your shoulder's hurt. And I get it, buddy. But you know what? At some point, your balls need to drop and you need to show up in a finals game. This is going to be the game. I don't know why. This team plays much better on the road. They're 8-3 on the road this playoff season. You're going against a Warriors team that should feel confident, but in reality, it's been all about Steph Curry. Ime Udoka he's a first-year coach, but he has made some excellent adjustments throughout the playoffs. I think tonight's the night he definitely makes an adjustment on Steph Curry. And if Steph Curry gets off to a hot start, I think the guy you're going to see on him is going to be Jaylen Brown. I think he's going to stick Jaylen on him because Jaylen is our most athletic player. I love Jaylen Brown. He's going to be good for one quarter where he's going to go absolutely bananas. That's where he's going to make the adjustment tonight. I think Jaylen Brown is the difference maker defensively. Offensively, my prop that I love tonight is going to be Jason Tatum over 26.5 points. I was going to do an alternate line, but you know what? I've been burned on the alternate line. Tatum is shooting so poorly at 34%. But the weird thing is he's making his
threes. Yeah.
That's been what's been driving me nuts. He's hitting his threes and missing all the twos. At some point, that's got to come back to reality. I mean, he's a big, strong dude. He can finish at the hoop. He's going to get fouls. And Tony Brothers, everybody knows how much I hate Tony Brothers. It's Brothers and Zach Zarba. But Tony Brothers actually has a worse record reffing the Warriors than he does reffing the Celtics. For some reason, he hates the Warriors even more. So that turns out in our favor, too. Yeah, no, I love us tonight, man. I can't wait for this game, guys.
Okay, Leo's all over that. I have 2 plays tonight, Eric. I'll give mine, and then we'll bounce back to you for your others. And then we're also going to give out a player or two that we may want to attack in DFS lineups tonight. So if anyone's putting together DFS lineups, it's a lot more difficult when you have just one game because you have so fewer options. So your lineup choices are different. Not like an NFL slate where we have all these games to choose from. So you can't make any mistakes. You have zero margin for error. You really have to nail it with your DFS lineup. So I'm going to go Grant Williams over 5.5 points. His number is down to 5.5. That's 2 threes. The reason why I'm leaning a little this way is that we saw Robert Williams get a little bit banged up towards the end. He's going to try to give it a go. He's tough. He's been really, really trying. But if he gets banged up again at some point early on, that's just a little bit more run for Grant Williams. That number is so low now after him just not being involved a whole lot recently. That 5.5, that's just 2 buckets for him. Open looks there. He could get that even if he doesn't play more than 10 to 15 minutes, which is sort of where he's been. So that's my first play. The other one I'm going to go is Steph under 4.5 assists. This number is getting lower. He's only hit this number once in the series so far. It was game 1 where he had 5. He's had 4, 2, and 4 since. He's taking and making more tough shots. And if you just sort of think about the rest of the team, Draymond is not scoring. So that just takes away a guy an opportunity for him to get assists. He's not really playing as much with Poole because you can't really play as much with those 2 guys together against a team like the Celtics that's a little bit bigger. So some of the players that he would maybe get more assists from aren't really even kind of playing all that well, or he's just sort of not going to be on the court with them. And I think he's been Bobby Thomas asks his under. See, he's shooting so well. The only thing that scares me about the under is that he's been making so many tough shots that maybe he might have a game where he just can make some easy shots and maybe not make the tough ones. He's been playing really well. And this just might be a situation where a great player is having his moment. I'm a little bit nervous at playing his points under, but I do think he's going to continue to take shots and be forced to try to be the guy that feels like I got to lead. So, Eric, I'm going under the 4.5 assists for Steph. I'm going Grant Williams over the 5.5 points. Those are my 2 plays tonight. I really don't have that strong a feel for the side either way. I would lean Golden State winning. The number is probably spot on. I think it's going to be close. Boston has impressed me with how just tough they play, and they do seem to match up pretty well with Golden State. They just but Golden State is still sort of due for one of those good games from some of the other guys. The role players go home. Maybe they're just a little bit better, right? The Otto Porters and those guys just get a little bit more of a lip. Eric, tell us a couple more plays tonight and how you're looking at this.
Well, for me, my first play, I'm going Draymond Green. My first player prop, Draymond Green over 7.5 rebounds. In the playoffs, in the NBA Finals, he's averaging 13 potential rebounds per game. And even the last game where he had a limited role in the fourth quarter, he had 12.8 potential rebounds, and he went over the total. So I really like Draymond Green over 7.5 rebounds at plus what was it? It was even money plus 100.
Nice.
To answer Michigan's number one fan, Dan Kowski's fan, I think Jordan Poole, I would go under. The stat of the day with Jordan Poole, per 100 possessions, when Jordan Poole is off the court, the Warriors are outscoring the Celtics by 10 points. Per 100 possessions, when Jordan Poole is on the court, the Celtics are outscoring the Warriors by 10 points. That is a negative 20 when Jordan Poole is on the court. That's how bad he's been in the series.
And do you think we're going to see, because now we're down to a 3-game series, and you actually pointed out something that you were kind of hoping Kerr would do, and he kind of did it late in the game. You said Draymond should come out, but he started playing defense, which is still a pretty good, that's about as much as you could ask for with a guy like Draymond, right? Like, I don't think he's going to completely bench him. He was still giving him shots defense. Do you think that would be a situation where maybe they'd go like Draymond defense, you get Poole a couple more looks offense at the end of the game? Could you see that happening maybe?
I could. I mean,
but it'd have to be a close game.
You have to be able to stack it just because Poole is such a liability on the defense.
Well, and that's situational too, right? Like that was a close game.
No, you'd have to have some timeouts. You'd have to have some stoppages, some fouls to cycle them out.
But I did like seeing that Kerr did that, because that was something you pointed out earlier in the series that, hey, look, for whatever reason, like Draymond isn't matching up all that well with these guys. He's giving you very little offensively, and that shows something for a coach to go do that, because that's something that Doc Rivers wouldn't do, right? He doesn't make an adjustment like that. He kind of sticks with his guys all the way through until it hurts him sometimes.
And a lot of that has to do with how the Celtics are playing him. In the pick and roll, what most teams do is when Curry, the pick and roll, they blitz Curry hits Green goes to the rim, and he can that's me, full of haterade. Goes to the rim, can make a layup, or he can kick it. So a lot has to do with how the Celtics are playing the pick and roll, which leads me to this other play. I think the Celtics are going to change the way they play. I think they're actually going to blitz Curry. That's going to allow Draymond to be a little bit more involved in the offense. I got over 7.5 points at plus money, so I did that. And then if I really think he's going to score 8 points or more, I'd be a fool not to play the plus 500 Draymond Green double-double. So those are my 3 plays, all Draymond Green related.
I'm actually going to go one step further. Gino, you were muted there. I'm going to go one step further. I played this the last game. I'm still saying it, man. Listen, Draymond sucks. His wife is crazy. That being said, 20-1 to get a triple-double. Yeah, I'm playing it. I think there's great value there, and like Eric said, I definitely think Ime is going to change up the way that he's playing defense right now. It's going to open some things up for Draymond. Yeah, he's going to need to hit a shot, which he hasn't been able to do so far this series. But I mean, eventually this thing's going to go in. He's not as bad as he's been showing. And, he's still getting the rebounds. He's getting the assists. I think the assists are going to be the real trouble. I think Eric's onto something there with Draymond. I think he's going to explode eventually. And
Bodie, you and I went opposites here. I mentioned earlier that I'm going under. I just think that the way I think that Curry's been taking and making too many tough shots. And if that happens, that's probably going to be beneficial for Golden State, right, Leo? Like, if the other guys are making it, if Curry has 7 or 8 assists, that's probably pretty good for them.
I think that Ime's entire strategy for the series was, we're going to let Curry get his, we'll take care of the rest. Kind of similar to what they did with Gianni. Gianni was getting whatever the hell he wanted in that series and just said, we'll take care of the rest. The problem is Steph has just been unconscious.
And 3 versus 2 is a little different, right? Steph kills you with the threes versus like Butler and Giannis. They don't hit you with the threes quite as much. And that's honestly the difference. Like we said, the rest of Golden State has been mediocre, human, right? Like average. Wiggins has been sort of their next best player, but everyone else has been sort of good game, bad game, kind of inconsistent. Boston overall has felt like as a team they've played a little bit better, but it's kind of the flip side. They're not really getting it from Tatum quite as much. And
listen, let's be honest here too. I've heard a lot about the coverage that Ime's been playing on Steph. Steph is knocking down some real tough shots.
He is.
I'm getting sick of hearing about the strategy and
incredible shots.
Game 4, I wasn't even angry. I just went to bed and said he just beat us. I mean, he was hitting ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot. His teammates understand that he's on fire. I mean, that play that Gary Payton III made, or Gary Payton Jr., whichever number he is. The play that he made where he has a wide open three, realizes that Steph is coming toward him, hands him the ball, sets the pick to make sure Steph is the one taking the open three. I mean, it was a really smart play. It speaks to how smart Golden State is playing right now. They know what they're doing. They know who's on fire. They're just getting him the ball, and he's hitting the shots, man. He's been phenomenal. That being said, he's gonna cool off tonight, and they're gonna lose.
Eric, so we got through all of your plays for tonight, right?
Correct.
Okay, and now we were talking a little bit earlier today about, for anyone that's playing any type of DFS lineups, we've sort of kind of talked out our thoughts of players that we like and some of the props that we're playing. So for me, I thought one of the guys that might be pretty low was who I mentioned with Grant Williams, because if he's someone that does get some extra run because Robert Williams is out, there are multiple reasons why I think Grant Williams could end up getting some extra run and then get some extra, right? In a situation where Boston's either up a little bit or down a little bit. He's probably a guy right now that gets a little bit of extra run because Robert Williams is going to be out there if he can and if it's in close, meaningful, impactful minutes. Otherwise, if that guy's banged up, you're going to try to save the little bit left that you can get from him for when it counts, So that's one guy who I think will be a little bit underpriced based on whatever sites you're looking at or what you're playing. He's someone that I might be looking to attack tonight. So if he can get double digits, get on the court, pick up some rebounds, hit a couple threes, he's someone who could have some value for a short price. Leo, who's someone that you might be looking at? Sounds like Tatum's the guy for you that you're thinking could be the big night tonight.
Yeah, the primary player for me is going to be Jason Tatum, and a part of that is just because I'm really stubborn. But I mean, again, I've watched him all year. He's so much better than what he's performed. And you know what? Even in the last game, he had a really bad game. He didn't play well. He still had 23. I mean, that's basically his floor. When you're looking for DFS, when you're going to spend up, you really want a player that's going to be low risk, really high reward. I think Jason Tatum's the safest among the really expensive players because his floor is not that low. And then for a little value play, I already talked about him about making a really smart play. It's going to be Gary Payton, just because if he gets the minutes, this dude produces. He does a little bit of everything. Steals are worth a lot of points, too. He's very, very good at just taking somebody's cookies and running the other way, get that assist or get that easy layup. He's knocking down some shots. He's been great at getting rebounds, too. The other night he played, I think it was 12 or 13 minutes, grabs 4 rebounds. That's worth something. He's one of your cheapest options among the players that are actually going to play. And he's going to free up money to go get somebody like Jason Tatum. Go get a Steph Curry, whichever one you prefer. So I think he's a decent value play in DFS tonight.
So, Eric, what kind of plays did you have any DFS lineups locked in tonight? And who might you be looking to throw in there and maybe build around?
First of all, I forgot to play a prop. I did plus 830, my boy, to score 30 points, Klay Thompson.
Yeah, he would be that he was. Yeah, I was gonna say he's the guy in DFS that I think that I would I would lean to too.
So basically, what I did in my captain spot is I have Klay at 11,000.
Yep.
Then I really like Derek White. Derek White, he's thoroughly outplayed Jordan Poole from game 1 to game 4.
Defense has been really good. He's smart. He's kind of annoying, but he's been hitting enough shots and threes. That's one of the things that you just didn't think from him, right? That was one of his weaknesses. So if he's hitting enough threes to stay out on the court, he makes life tough for Steph. He really does. And he's been good. Like, I think he's been playing better than Smart for a lot of the series too.
Oh, 100%. I think White's been playing great. Then is Robert Williams for sure out?
No, he's not out. I think,
he's in tonight, but he's really banged up. Like,
he was noticeably, and they're gonna try, and I think they're saying like he's fine because they don't want to act like I feel because he is so impactful for them. They need him out there because he really changes the game for them, and he makes things so difficult at the rim. And if he's not out there, there's nobody else that Boston has that just is that type of player, Eric.
I mean, they grabbed. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
But just on the impact of Robbie Williams. I mean, late in that game, in Game 4, you could see Robbie was hurt. I think they took him out with like 4 minutes left. And Golden State got 2 massive offensive rebounds that they end up turning into points. That doesn't happen if Robbie's on the floor. Al Horford just can't jump anymore. Like he's past it now.
These guys' legs, it's getting heavy, right? Those back-to-back game sevens, right? All those minutes, all those heavy minutes in those meaningful games are like starting to kind of weigh on them a little bit, you know?
Yep. So yeah, the impact of Robbie is just, he's fantastic. Eric, my bad. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, all good, dude. I had Clay at my captain spot, and then you can't have Tatum and Curry. It's got to be one of the two. So I went Brown, Curry, Green, Payton, and then White.
That was great because Eric was like, all good, and then he flipped off Leo with his eyes. Did you see that? It was like he gave him the middle finger with his eyes, and then he just went on. So I was like, all good. That was
and then he gave it to you with his words. He's like, it's got to be either Curry or Tatum, and
I love it.
Curry.
I love it. So beautiful. We have here. We don't hold anything back, and we all love each other. So that's what it's all about. Bodie, I like this play plenty because this would be the type of player, Eric, that we would like. This would be like a football play, right? I think, I say that because in football, it feels like how I sort of play the NBA playoffs because you finally have sort of days off in between. Everything kind of sits with you a little bit and you get the adjustments. And it feels to me like how I play football in week to week, where I'll sort of play off teams that are high valued and maybe for the teams or players that are undervalued. This is a role player that should be a lot better coming home, right? Think about where Golden State had played. They didn't have tough road like matchups in their first few. Memphis is fun and can get a little crazy, but compare that to Boston, which can get like Boston is a brutal place to play for some of these guys who haven't played there before. It probably was a little bit different for some of the role players, and
there's some profanity in Boston too, you know.
Yeah, we saw that. They say some bad words there, so you know, be careful.
Put your kids to bed, folks. We don't save the children. Gino, I didn't get your opinion on it. I went on a bit of a rant the other day. I hope you had a nice weekend. Can I get your opinion on the FU Draymond chance?
I just think I don't like anyone on the opposite side saying anything about it, right? Like I don't like Draymond or the people that the chants are about. Take it. You know you're in sports. You make millions of dollars. People are going to chant this way because you're good. It's because you're good. They know your name. You go out there and you host a podcast and you're all over the place and you're very out there. And I actually think Draymond, when you hear him talk and stuff, he's very smart. He's very eloquent. Yep. Like he obviously takes it seriously. He doesn't want to come off like a guy who just does. It's funny because Draymond, when he talks, it's like completely different than sort of how he acts on the court.
Yeah.
You know, like when he acts on the court, he'll go running and he'll make sort of like very emotional kind of knee-jerk reactions to things. Sometimes he'll be the dirty player on the court and stuff, and he's doing like trying to get away with what he can. Then off the court, you hear him talk, and you're like, wow, he's very well thought out, like super smart. And
he's really motivated to never be labeled a dumb jock.
You're right. That's a great way of putting it, right? Because he knows the platform that he has, and he doesn't want to like ruin it, and he doesn't want to feel like that type of person. But wow, you know, you're struggling, you know, play better. And don't give me the like don't cuss stuff. Like I don't like that because Draymond's cussed and been out up like in front of people's kids, and I just think it's sort of hypocritical. So I don't like that. I think you just shut him up with your play.
How about his wife coming out? How do you feel about his wife coming out?
Even worse. Next up is his daughter or the mom. You know
how bad this was, Draymond? You got me and Gino to agree.
Yeah,
that never happens.
I think especially in this kind of a situation, the less you can talk about something, especially after you've struggled, just go let your play, you know, like take care of it. And
Leo, you gotta tell me what you want. You gotta tell me, you want an autographed Draymond jersey or you want an autographed Kyrie jersey? What do you want me to get you for your birthday?
I swear to God. If I see a Kyrie jersey, I'm not joking. I'm gonna find you, dude. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna take up all of your shrubbery in front of your house. Like, no, it's like, come on, don't. I'm gonna be the guy that gets bleach, and I make a dick in your life.
What do you want for your birthday, dude? What do you want for your birthday next year?
Nothing. I want nothing from you. Nothing at all.
Okay, last couple comments to get through. Bobby says we gotta ride him till we gotta ride him again. He got me once. Yeah.
I've known old Bob for a while, so
Yep.
Jalen.
First basket, Jalen for Leo. I like Clay a little bit on that side, so I would probably look Clay on the first basket. Leo's going Jalen. Eric, anyone?
Draymond Green, longest shot on the board, 18-1.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Eric played Golden State, so Eric's got them winning it tonight. So he played them minus the points. Bodie says Loon for the first basket. Okay, that's probably a pretty good number on there, right? For Looney, is he starting tonight?
11-1.
He is starting tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then last one we got. Okay, this was just from Bodie earlier. He said, "Yeah, shut him up with your play, and we'll see who does that tonight. Pivotal game 5. Who's going to go up 3-2? If Boston wins tonight, they get a chance to go home and close this thing out. If Golden State wins tonight, then they don't ever say can take a breather, but they know that they're still going to have an opportunity to come back home. So huge game tonight. We've got ourselves a series, and we will be back here Thursday. I believe it's Thursday night for game number 6. And that'll be at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. The game will come an hour before that at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. If you're out there, if you're going to be playing the game, come hang out with us. Share your plays with us. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, we'd love to hear from you. It makes the show a lot better, a lot more fun and interactive when we can hear with you and you can be also the co-host and part of the show with us. So thanks everyone for hanging out. Good luck tonight. Flip those notifications on for BTV Bets. Eric, good luck to you. Leo, I know the sweating will start even more in just a few seconds.
Let's
good
go,
luck
baby.
to you, my friend. And we'll be back here with everyone for more NBA talk. Only a few games left we're either going to have only 2 or 3 of these remaining. So in the season, Leo wants only 2. He hopes they're both Boston wins. Eric wants something else to say about that tonight based on his plays. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that. My plays tonight will be more props. We'll see who comes out on top. Hopefully it's some of you out there also.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. When they were down 2-1, I said to take the Warriors plus 190 to win.
And now they're favored.
Now they're favored right now. If you did put some big boy money on it, 200 or more, now is when I'd circle back. Take the Warriors. Take the Celtics. I think they're at plus 150 win the series. That way you're in position to win money.
You're in good spots either way. So try to get the best of the numbers. Now you're saying something that Leo likes.
Right? You just realize what's about to happen now.
Leo, you just entice Leo to go in and do that right. There's where he goes.
This is the most dangerous part about working for BTV. You guys are all terrible influences. Like, I can't do this. We got to sign off. I got to get away from a computer until game time.
Leo's going to be firing away until game starts in about 30 minutes. So good luck, everyone. We'll see you back on.